We're about 1 minute away. So excited to have Kayla on today. I did already ask you, but I'm going to have you all show of hands again. How many of y'all are loving these lunch and learns? Because so many more people have jumped on. Yeah. This just keeps blowing up. They're amazing. And I don't know about y'all, but Amber was kind of lighting a fire on all of us yesterday. I was sending her a message. I was like, preach it, sister. She was on a roll. I learned Lindsay Dickens or Rossler is even on my team. And I was learning so much just from, she's on my team. And I was like, oh, I like that little story thing. Oh, I like that idea. It's not like we don't hear it from Kayla already, but you just got to sometimes be reminded and told that again. So Kayla, it is all on you. Take it away.
Okay, I am so excited. And yes, I've been listening to these lunch and learns. If I can't get on them live, I've been listening to the replays. And I'm over here checking my temperature. I'm over here writing down, I'm getting a recipe box in. I'm here for all of it. My heart is so ready. So get your hearts ready. I hope that I can pour into you guys today. My name is Kayla Fox. I'm from Southwest Arkansas, a teeny tiny town called Prescott. I live in Fayetteville, Arkansas now, so it's a little bit more heard of. But I've been thriving now for 3 years. My 3-year mark was May, so, a couple months ago. I can't even figure out what day it is anymore, much less these last few days, these last few months. I feel like I'm so off. But anyways, my 3-year mark was May 15th. I've been in since 2017. And for me, I saw Thrive on Facebook. I thought it was just weight loss. So I just kept scrolling because, to be honest with you guys, I've tried everything under the sun for weight loss and nothing worked. Realistically, it was probably me just not staying consistent. I really struggle whenever it's take stuff in the morning and at noon and at night and midday and after this meal and do this. And that just is not realistic for me. And so whenever I saw Thrive, I actually tried it for mood support and energy. I was just at a place in my life. Amber's story, I relate to that so much, so much. I just was at a place in my life where I felt stuck. I felt like I could not figure out how to get myself unstuck. I felt like I was dealing with major exhaustion and just not happy. And anyways, I saw Thrive. I saw a testimony where it helps someone with mood support and energy. And so I was like, okay, I'll try it. I would not even get a 30-day supply. I was that much of a skeptic. So I got a mini experience. It kicked in for me. I don't want to say kicked in. I felt different on day 2. That's what I'll say. I felt a little different on day 2. So I got my 30-day supply. I had my mom try it, my friends try it, my husband try it, just to make sure it wasn't all in my head. And they all felt something too, just felt something. And they're like, hey, I think I want some more. I think I want some more. How do we get some more? And I'm like, I don't know. Hold on. And so my experience just kept getting better and better. And on day 10, I looked at my husband and I was like, I feel happy. And I just started crying because it had been so long since I just felt happy. And he was like, I know. He could tell the difference. My daughter could tell the difference. And he's like, so what are you going to do? And I said, well, if I have 2 people order, I get mine for free. So you order and my mom orders and I get my stuff for free. And he's like, Kayla, you know so many more than 2 people that need this. And I was like, you're right. And so we hit the promoter button. So that's why we hit it. We just was like, well, we know more people that need this, so we'll hit it. So we hit the promoter button. We started getting many experiences out like crazy. And in our first 30 days, we did over $80,000 in sales. And guys, it was from many experiences. It seriously was just getting many experiences out and saying, hey, whenever they came back, I was like, I felt something. Do you want more, or do you want to make money while using it? And that's all we did. Do you want more? Do you want money while using it? More money, your choice. Do you want more? Do you want money while using it? And a lot of people wanted to make money while using it. And so that's whenever those promoters would come in, we would do the same thing with them, get minis out. And yeah, it was, those first 30 days were insane. But then I had some growth to do. Our team, it just grew really, really fast. And I had to figure out a lot of things. I had to figure out how to pour into people. I had to figure out how to show up for people. And I had to learn that, the people that start with us necessarily aren't the people that come to the top with us, which was a really hard lesson for me to deal with. But anyways, fast forward 1 year later, we did hit the top 200K, and it has just been so much fun. And what I get to talk to you guys about, my topic for today is game planning and goal setting. And it's one of my favorite topics. And the fact that I get to visit with you on the first Flex Friday of July, hey, you guys, hey, have you flexed yet? I get to visit with you on Flex Friday. first flex of July. I get to visit with you on July 3rd, where hopefully you're still putting those game plans into motion. You're still setting those goals and figuring out exactly what you want to do this month. And that's what I'm going to visit with you about today. My whole hope from this 30-minute lunch and learn Zoom is that you can leave here ready to show up as the best version of you, whatever that looks like. And I talked about that this morning on the 6 a.m. Zoom. I was asking them, what does the best version of you look like? For all of us, it may look a little bit different. The best version of me, I wake up and I practice gratitude first thing. First thing, I don't touch my phone. I practice gratitude first. The best version of me, I exercise. I move my body every single day. The best version of me, I stick to my schedule and my routine, and I don't try to just wing it. The best version of me takes time to be a mom. I take time to be a wife, and I take time to be a leader and pour into my family. To pour into my team and as a mom into my family, but just the best version of you, whatever that looks like. And then whenever I'm about to kind of go through game planning and goal setting, just keep reminding yourself, what does the best version of you look like? So here we go. Let's talk about goal setting. What is your goal this month? I have chat pulled up because I like talking to people on these Zooms. What is your goal this month? Whether it's a rank that you're pushing for, an amount of promoters, an amount of customers. I know Summer Love is going for 75 PPA, which makes me sweat. She messaged me that yesterday. I was just like, whew. And she's like, I kind of stopped breathing when I said that. I was like, I'm sweating. So what is your goal as far as PPA, promoters, customers, rank? What does that look like for you? I see a lot of 12Ks. I see a lot of car bonuses. Like, oh, it's so exciting. I want you to know exactly what your goal is, because we have to know what we're putting in our GPS. In this business, if you do not wake up and know exactly what you're putting in your GPS of where you want to go, you won't go anywhere. If you have ever had a day where it feels like you are going through the motions, but you're not getting anywhere, what I relate that to is being in a car and having your foot on the gas, but just going in circles because you did not put anything in your GPS. You have no idea where you're going. You have no idea what you're working towards. So what do you want? What do you want? What are you fighting for every single day? Every day you wake up, this is what I'm putting in my GPS. This is what I'm fighting for. Okay, so a lot of you told me your month-end goals. What are your daily goals? What does that look like for you? Every day I know exactly what I'm putting in my GPS of what I want to get done that day, that daily goal. We talk a lot about monthly. We talk about a lot about 6 months, or maybe you do a vision board once a year. But what does your daily goals look like as well? Because that is something else I have to put in my GPS every single day. When I wake up, I have to know where I'm going. And then the next question, so once we have our goal, once we know exactly what we want to do that day and that month, that week, we know our goals, the next question is your foot on the gas? Do you have it pressed all the way down? Are you ready to run like crazy with it? I tell people all the time, I'm like, you are holding a winning lottery ticket every day you wake up, and all you have to do is cash it in. Like, all you have to do is show up and cash it in. You are sitting on a gold mine. Like, all you have to do is wake up and do these same things every single day. So we're going to get into that, the whole game planning part. But I just wanted to go over the goal setting first, just to make sure you know exactly what your goals are, because I do not want you to go any further in July or even any further than this Zoom without knowing not just your month-end goals, but your daily goals and what those look like. How many customers, promoters, what rank, all that fun stuff. And then we get into the game plan. So I'm going to look at chat because that's what I do. I love looking at chat while I'm on these things. Heck yeah. Emily said adding 150 to 200 friends a day, sending 20 new messages, responding to stories, follow-up talk to my team. I love it. See, like that intention. When people get that intentional, and I mean, guys, if you've been in this for a while, you know it. When people get that intentional, that's when magic happens. If you look back over your career in this industry, I've been in this industry for 8 years, y'all. But whenever I look back over that 8-year period, whenever I see my biggest times of growth, it was whenever I got super intentional. I mean, it truly was. And so whenever you get that kind of intentional of this is what I want to do every single day, that's when the magic happens. So as far as my game plan, what it looks like, I want to be very transparent on here. My game plan every single day, I do the core 4. I do not steer away from it. It's what works for me. It's what works for my team. And it's it's easy for me. So core 4, part 1 of that is statuses and stories. I am not going to miss a day with statuses and stories. Something to help me out with that is I have a very big habit on doing my stories in the morning. I knock my stories out in the morning, besides like behind the scenes stuff throughout the day. But like my Thrive stories is in the morning. I show the same product being used every single day, which is typically my capsules, my jumper cables. But I knock out my stories. I do my statuses. That's part 1 of core 4. For statuses, I usually pre-write those because I am not trying to come up with a really good status. Like today, we're keeping my 9-month-old niece. Y'all, I have a 9-year-old. I have not had a baby in 9 years. And so me trying to write a status, it's not going to be good, y'all. It will not be good. So I usually pre-write my statuses whenever I'm having those inspirational moments or listening to some really good music. I'll pre-write my statuses and save them in notes so that way I can copy and paste them right over. But core 4, part 1 is statuses and stories. Part 2 is messaging. I message every single day. Every single day. And these are new messages. These are new conversations that I'm having every single day. And one of my favorite goals to set is how many messages do I want to send out a day? How many connections, how many good conversations do I want to have every single day? So that's part 2. Part 3 is expanding your network. You are not going to get to your goal with the same network that you have right now. You're just not. You have to expand your network. And we have so many different ways that you can do that. And then part 4 is follow-up. I follow up every single day. So every day when I'm messaging, I'm writing their names down. And then the very next day, I usually follow up with them. And if they're not ready to order right then, I'm getting a day and time when they will. They may tell me next Friday. They may tell me August 10th. Like, I don't care what day you tell me, it's going in my calendar. And so that's the core 4 that I do every day. Now, something else that I just started was this planner. But real quick, doing the same thing every day, that's going to lead to a compound effect. So please do not try to switch it up every day or try something new or, no, don't do that. Stick to the same thing every single day. That's when you're going to see the compound effect. It just takes time. You have to trust the process. You have to trust us. And when we tell you, just give it time. What kills me is when people quit right before their breakthrough, and we see it happen so many times. I'm like, oh my gosh, you were just getting consistent. You were just starting to get traction. You were just starting to get, people watching and liking and commenting and taking your polls on your stories, and then you just quit because nobody was ordering. They forget that, we go through seasons in this business. We have a planting seed, we have a watering seed, and we have a harvest. And if you want a good harvest, then you have to kill your planting seed season. If you want a good harvest, you have to kill your watering seed season. You can't skip them. You can't. And so some of us, whenever we first start, we're in a planting seed and we're in a watering seed. Don't quit before you get to your harvest. Sometimes after we go 12K, we go back into the planting seed and it's like, why is everything slow? Why is my ticker not moving? Why am I falling behind? It's because we're in a planting seed. So just kill your planting seed season just like you do any of the others. But I wanted to share this with you guys too. It's not going to let me share my screen. Okay, so we have this new printable planner. I'll put it on the page for these Zooms as soon as this is over. But it's really, really cool. Okay, so I do this every single day now, and it is helping me so much. It's just a printable planner, and let me okay. Yay, I can share screen now. All right, whenever I share my screen, I'm like, hold on, let me make sure I don't have anything crazy pulled up on my end because I have a daughter. Okay, we're good. Okay. Can y'all see this? Okay, good. So it starts with You've Got This. It has the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Why is there 2 T's? That's weird. Friday, Saturday, Sunday up here. It has a to-do list. It has today's Zooms. So that way I can write down what Zooms we have going on for that day. I have a must get done. Here's my core 4 to check off: posting, messaging, expanding my network, follow-ups, self-development is put in there, guys. I have to do that every day. Most of the time it looks like a podcast going on while I'm doing something else, but I'm getting that done. Appointments, those usually look like if I have one-on-one Zooms, if I have one-on-one messages on how we're game planning, goal setting, that kind of stuff, but also hair appointments and nail appointments and all that fun stuff goes on there too. It has the Today I'm Grateful For. for me to focus on my gratitude. It has a spot for me to write down my potentials from the day, my happy packers, which those are many experiences, my host to post people. I do host to post daily. And then I check in on my VIPs, 4K, 12K, etc. I have a massive dry erase board over here. You can go to Lowe's. I wish I knew, like, okay, so Lowe's has this aisle that has backdrops on it, and there's a backdrop that's the dry erase board material, and it's so big. And so I took it to like their little cutter people. I was like, I need you to cut this into 3 pieces for me. And so now I have these massive dry erase boards all over my office, and on one of them is my team and their goals for the month. And so I have that to look at every single day. So every single day I'm checking in and being like, hey, how's your 4K going? How's your 12K going? How can I help? How, just checking their pulse, right? So I have that on there so I can write little notes down about them, notes and doodles because I need that, today's achievements, and then I also have a health spot over here for water intake, health and fitness, and my meals for the day. So this is like my daily planner right now, and I love it because it's built around what we do in this business. I ordered some from Amazon that were not like this, and then Brittany Hyder took them and made them like this, and it's genius. And so I wanted to share that with you guys, and I will make sure that like I said, that they are put in the group for this Zoom as soon as this is over, because they're really cool, and they're really cool to implement every single day. So if we're talking about game planning and goal setting, to me, this is my game plan every single day. The today's Zooms, that shows me where I can lean in. That shows me where I can get poured into. The must get done, those are like that's like prioritizing the to-do list. Like these are the things that have to get done. For me on July 1st, I had to make a schedule with my daughter because I could not go through another month like May and June. Like I could not do that. Nope, wasn't happening. So my must get done on July 1st was make a schedule for Blakely, my daughter. So anyways, that's my principal planner. That's my daily. Now, as far as weekly and monthly goes, that's my calendar. I meant to grab my calendar. I use a happy planner. It's what I've always used. I love it. And so, yeah, I make sure I have my calendar with me. So I'm writing down people's dates that they're securing, like I want to order next Friday, or I want to order August 10th or whatever. That's all going in my planner. In my calendar. So I'm checking my calendar and my daily planner every single day. And then here's what I want to talk to you guys about though today. And before I do, let me check my email one more time, just to make sure we have not got an email yet. I was hoping we would before this. Okay, no, we have not yet. So this weekend is a holiday. So I'm messaging people like crazy, and I have been since July 1st. And I'm just saying, guys, I'm keeping my share screen up for a reason. I have one other thing I want to share with you, and it's about to lead into that. So I'm messaging people like crazy and just asking them, hey, we're going to have specials opening this weekend. Do you want to be on my VIP list to be first to know of all the specials? And they come back and they say, yes. Perfect. I write their name down. Guys, even if the company doesn't come out with a 4th of July special, I want you to know you always have access to specials because of the 20% discount we get with AutoShip. I'm going to show you exactly how I word this, but I want you to know us creating this VIP list, and you may use credits to cover shipping or something like that, but us creating this VIP list, you have specials even if you don't have credits, even if the company doesn't announce something. You still have specials with that auto ship. So I message, hey, there's specials coming out this weekend. I wanted to see if you wanted on my VIP list to be first to know of everything. They come back and say yes, and I write their name down. And I had a ridiculous goal of how many names I wanted on my VIP list. I'm not stopping till it's done. That's how I am. I'm not stopping until it's done. So I have all these names on my list, and then I want to go over with you how I am messaging them, because that's happening this weekend. Please, if the company does come out with something, do not post it. Don't post a special. You are like shooting yourself in the foot when you do that. Like, don't do that. Take it to Messenger. Don't hope that your customers get an email about it. Message your customers. That's part of your customer service. Message your customers and say, hey, I wanted to make sure that you saw this, and have that conversation with them. But as far as your VIP list goes, whenever that special opens, you message them and you say, hey, I'm so excited. The special just launched, and I wanted to get you the details immediately. Do not send them a graphic of what that special is. Do not even tell them what the special is. Because what if your person on your VIP list has no interest in weight loss, and whatever the company announces is something to do with weight loss? Or what if what the company announces has something to do with energy, like maybe on Pure Shots or something, and your potential has no interest in anything for energy. Like, I mean, you just don't know. So what I do is I use this message skeleton. Can you all see the message skeleton on y'all's end? Okay. So this is what it looks like. And I can, why is there a kissy face? I don't know. I can put this in the thing too if y'all want this, but this is just an idea of how the message is going to flow. It's built for you to add the meat and the substance and the relationship to it, but it shows how I kind of bring up the opportunity. So whenever those specials open, hey, I just had my Thrive specials open. They're already on the VIP list. So it'll say, hey, I just had my Thrive specials open. Are you ready for me to shoot you over the details? They're going to say yes. Yay. So what is your focus as far as energy, mood support, and weight loss goes? I want them to tell me what their focus is. Some of the other things, like number 3, got it. Are you doing any kind of diet or exercise regimen right now? This is if they say weight loss. The reason why I want to know if they're doing any diet or exercise regimen, guys, this is giving me ammo for me to build a pack for them, right? Like I said, if they're not interested in weight loss, then I don't want to build them a weight loss pack. So I want to find out, what are they interested in? Are they doing any kind of diet or exercise regimen? If they're doing low calorie, they're probably going to love Burn. If they struggle with appetite, then they're probably going to love Ultra. So just figuring out, what that looks like for them. And then I say, we can definitely customize a combo pack around your goals and budget. Do you have 2 seconds just to make a free account so we can browse through a couple options and see what would be best for you? So this is how I get them to make a free customer account. And then yay, so you'll go to my website and click customer at the top. Y'all used to, I would send that and it would take them 5 years to create a customer account. Like, why? So I started saying, I'm watching for you on my end so I can see what discounts we can unlock immediately. So that way they know, like, I'm watching for you, go do that. And then I say, as soon as I get the email, I see you. Girl, you're seriously going to love how you can customize these. Is there a certain budget you want to stick with? Once again, I have not brought up a 4th of July special at all, because I want to be able to customize my special around her. And there's a chance that whatever special the company releases, it's not going to fit around their goals. And I don't want to lose a potential because one 4th of July special doesn't meet their goals and budget. Does that make sense? So even though we have a special coming out, please do not post it. Please get a messenger and use this message skeleton to really build the pack around them. This is also incredible customer service. You're able to write your customers down. You're able to put, that recipe box that we're all doing now. You're able to put down what their goals are. You're able to put down, what they're getting, customizing that for them, and it just sets you up for a wonderful relationship with your customer. But this is how I talk about the 3 steps. It's all going to be in that page. And then guys, I'm also going to include in that the dynamic duos, because for people whose budget is less than 150, maybe less than 100, I still always start with the 3 steps, but here's just some other options you can go with. Like the best option is the 3 steps, but another good one is Black Label and women's capsules. And then still an okay one is Balance and Sculpt. You know what I mean? Like, so it kind of gives you options, and then you end with which one do you want to go with. So kind of give them the 3 options and then end with which one do you want to go with. So all of this will be on that page for you guys. But I wanted to share that with you because if we're talking game planning and goal setting, I can't really do that with it being a holiday weekend and not go over exactly how I'm game planning and goal setting right now. So that's what it looks like. And then also I use my 5 subject notebook, which I feel like everybody knows about this now. I have like 10 5 subject notebooks. I feel like Susan and all of her little, what did you call them, Susan? All of her little books that she had that you showed on your Zoom. I was like, oh, that looks like my 5 subject notebook. So I use a 5 subject notebook, and section 1 is my potentials. Section 2 is my customers. Section 3 is my promoters. Section 4 is my, potentials, happy packers, customers, promoters, and self-development. So that's what my 5 subject notebook looks like. As far as game planning and goal setting, that just helps me stay organized. I once compared myself to organization with someone that had spreadsheets, and I would get so upset, and I would say, I'm just not organized because I can't do spreadsheets. I'm not organized because I can't keep everything. Even on my computer, if I tried to keep stuff on my computer, I would end up with 1,000 different files. It just was how it worked. If I tried to use small notebooks, I would end up with like 1,000 notebooks is what it seemed like. So I found my source of organization, which was a 5 subject notebook. Find yours. Find whatever yours looks like, but have some type of organization. You can't keep going in this. Like I say all the time, your brain is not meant to store information. It's meant to process information. You've got to stop trying to store this stuff. Start getting organized, whatever that looks like for you. It can be a 5-subject notebook. It can be a spreadsheet. It can be a whatever. Something else I do is if you have an Alexa, she talks to me every hour and tells me what I need to be doing. If you have a smartwatch, they can probably do this too. But my Alexa does it. And she's like that little dinger goes off and it's like, and it's also for my daughter too. The little dinger goes off and it's like, time for arts and crafts and follow up. And I'm like, okay, let's do this. And so I get my follow up on and she gets her arts and crafts on. So just having that routine, that schedule in place for all of this. But guys, the big thing is right now, just game plan and goal set. You have your goal. You know exactly what you want to put in your GPS for every day, for every week, for every month. You know what you're putting in your GPS. You know you're going to have that your foot pressed down on the gas to go as fast as you possibly can, because success loves speed. It does. It does. It loves ignorance on fire. It loves when you're not trying to figure everything out. You just have the foot pressed down. You're just super excited. And you're like, let's go. You're just following the people that have laid out steps before you. You're not asking questions. You're not worried about people judging you. You're just running. You don't even have time to say, oh, I'm scared to go live, because you're just running. You don't have time to say, oh, I'm scared to message that person, because you're just running. So foot pressed down. We got what we need to have in the GPS. And then as far as game plan goes, we have our daily game plan. This is what we're going to do every single day to create that snowball effect, to have it all kind of compound together and to show those ridiculous results. Because guys, this is what I try to tell people all the time. Whenever you get into an industry, whenever you get into this business, I'll just say this, when you get into this business, you don't want to just dip a toe. Like, you don't want to just dip a toe. You want to make waves. You have your hands on something that can create a legacy. And I get people are like, well, some people just join for hobby money. And I get that, but I don't think people get on a 12 p.m. Zoom for hobby money. I think people get on a 12 p.m. Zoom that are like, I want it all. Like, I want to retire. I want to retire my spouse. I want to retire my dad. I want to build a dream home. I want all the land. I want a car with leather seats. The first time I ever got a car with leather seats was with Lavelle. Like, I want it all, right? And so stop just dipping a toe and start making waves. You're going to get uncomfortable. You're going to stretch yourself, and you're going to find out what 30 days of this kind of consistent action can do for your business, because I promise you, you will blow your own mind. Sometimes I feel like you have to have that just kind of feeling in your stomach of like, what could you really do? What could you really do if you got out of your own way? And even for those that have had success in this, like, what could you really do if you did 30 days of just consistent, full-on action? What could you really do if you stretched yourself and got uncomfortable? What could you really do when you ask yourself, can I do more? And then you start doing more, and you do it for 30 days. Like, guys, that's whenever crazy things unlock. So that's all I had for my little 30-minute session. I'm going to check chat real quick. Yes, cannonball time. Yep. Hannah said potentials, happy packs, customers, promoters, self-development. Yay. How do I organize my Zoom notes? Those usually go in self-development section. Okay, awesome. Yeah, I'll close it out. Does anybody, I have like 2 minutes. So does anybody have any specific questions over what I covered? And then I'll close it out. I know, I was like speed talking, and there's so much more. It's so hard to do this in 30 minutes because it's like, I just want to keep pouring. Like, let's talk about another topic. These are so good, so good. I love these lunch and learns. Such a genius idea. Okay, so host to post, that is for sure a whole different Zoom, because that's like really unpacking. But it's so good. I do have a Zoom on my YouTube channel that kind of goes over it a little bit more in detail. How many hours each day do you spend on your business? So I time block. So I can tell you exactly what I'm doing from 5 till midnight, 5 in the morning till midnight, because that's what my schedule looks like. From 5 to 6, that's my gratitude time. That's my self-development time. That's my I'm not looking at my phone time, and my kid is asleep and my husband is asleep time, 5 to 6. 6 to 7, that's usually a Zoom that I'm on, or I'm still just kind of pouring into myself and getting myself ready for the day. 7 to 8, I may be pre-writing a status because I've poured into myself so much. I'm ready to pre-write some statuses. But I usually don't check my inbox till about 8 o'clock. And that's whenever I'm checking in with people that messaged me over the night. I don't know. It's such a hard question to answer. I think what's easier to answer than that is whenever I was a math teacher, I was a math teacher before all this. When I was a math teacher, all I had was my prep period and when my daughter went to sleep at night to work this business. And so I want you to know, because I feel like that question, it's almost like, how much time do you have to put into it? And I can tell you intentional action with just 30 minutes in the morning and 30 minutes at night can move mountains. Intentional action with just an hour lunch break can move mountains. So don't feel like you have to have all the time, because if you can just take this intention and put it to work, guys, if you don't tell yourself what to do, your mind is just going to, there's so much power in traction. So whenever you tell yourself, like, this is what I want you to do, and you can start moving towards that, that's whenever you get intentional. So just make sure you're taking that intentional income producing activities and you're not just scrolling Facebook, because that's whenever you get overwhelmed and you're like, oh, I'll just try again tomorrow. I'm not going to do any more today. I'm done. Like, this isn't working. So just make sure you have that. Okay. Yeah. Amber said 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there. Same. Is it good to go live? Yes. Go live today. If you ask, is it good to go live and step outside your comfort zone? That means you have to go live right now. Right? Okay. All right, guys. My 30-minute spot is up. Have an awesome one. Kill your July. Do not take the weekend off. Make sure you work your VIP list. Make sure you work whatever special you're going to do this weekend, and set up your July right now. Like, you want to go 4K, go 4K this weekend. You want to go 12K, go 12K this weekend. Like, let's not even wait till month end. Let's do it now. All right, guys. Have an awesome one. Thank y'all. Bye, y'all.